welcome to our election campaign trail. Delhi is in the midst of a high voltage campaign, a triangular contest between Congress, BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. You can see the beautiful backdrop of the Akshardham temple, which says it all, that we are in the constituency of East Delhi, which is a high profile constituency because of the stakes of cricketer turned politician Gautam Gambhir. Let's go on a campaign trail with Gambhir.
Gets it away this time and will be third man. Gambhir will put up his bat for a very good half century.
Gautam Gambhir, I welcome him on the program.
Pleasure is mine.
Gautam, my first question to you is that why this transition from cricket to politics?
See, I've been asked this question several number of times since last couple of days. See, I was thinking about it that whether I wanted to be someone who would just be very active on Twitter, keep tweeting about every issue that happens in this country and then forget about it, or whether I've got the courage to go on the ground level and probably try and implement my thoughts, what I think about my country, where I see my country go. Probably I've taken that plunge and never wanted to be a Twitter sensation, never wanted to be someone who's very, very popular on Twitter, but yes, wanted to go on the ground level, be with the people and then try and take this country and my city forward.
If I look at your Twitter history, you have been talking about various social issues and other things about the government. So when did you actually think of taking a plunge, that now it's time for you to be in politics?
See, it's not that I was thinking about it for a very, very long time. But yes, one day I was sitting and I was thinking that, see, I only have one option out of the two. Whether I stop tweeting about everything, start thinking about my own self and forget about what's happening in the country, or try and go on the ground level and try and work for the people, because those were the two options I had, and I probably took the other one because I thought that I can't be so selfish just thinking about my own self and let things happen what happens in this country. So took that step. I know it's a huge step, needed support from the family as well, because everyone kept telling me that it's a completely different field, but I wanted to do something for the people. I wanted to go in this public life with a clean heart and with right intentions as well, and I've taken that plunge.
You've been into the campaign mode for the last so many days, and if I were to ask you a very honest question, what is easier, playing the knocks on the cricket pitch or mingling with the people and handling the politics?
See, obviously playing cricket, because I played cricket for 20 years. I started playing when I was 11. So this is something which is new. And obviously this is something which is more hectic, more challenging, but then more exciting as well, because actually you can make a lot of impact in people's life. And you actually get to know the real problems as well, because when you're sitting at your own place, you only get to know about the problems through media, through social media and stuff. But when you actually go on the ground level, go in the middle of people, like try and talk to them, you get to know the actual issues about them and how you can rectify that. So this is challenging, but this is very exciting as well.
When a cricketer comes in the electoral arena, and the most often asked question is that, have you been able to come out of your celebrity status, because you need to mingle with the people, you need to know the political pulse of the people. So have you been able to do that?
See, that exactly was the reason a lot of people asked me this, that whether I'm going to call other players for my campaign trail and all that stuff. And I said that I don't want to make it a celebrity campaign, because ultimately the promises which I make, I have to implement those. I can't, and we will make promises. We will make promises which are achievable. We will not make promises which are not achievable. We will not play with people's emotion and try and fool them just to gain power. My job going into this is not about taking position. It is about just helping people, making impact in their lives as well. And from the celebrity status point of view, obviously whatever answer I give you right now, it's so close to the voting day that people will think that every politician does the same. Probably if things go well, in 6 months time or a 1 year time, you can go to people and ask what they feel about whether I've worked for them, whether I've not worked for them. That probably will be the right answer.
Your competitor from Aam Aadmi Party, Atishi Marlena, she says that Gautam Gambhir doesn't know the rules of the games. What do you have to say?
There's only one rule in public life, that is to go with clean image, that is to go with clean intention, clear heart, and work for the people, and don't fool them. Try and give them promises which are achievable. 4.5 years back, Delhi was given promises, Delhiites were given promises like making Delhi like London, Paris, probably opening 100 colleges, 100 schools, 100 hospitals, and I don't know what all. And we all know, let's accept this fact, we all know that those promises are not achievable. You can never make Delhi like London or Paris. It is absolutely impossible. So why make fool of people just to attain power? So from day one, I've made it very clear to myself, to all the karyakartas, to all the workers, that we will not make any false promises. We will work on the ground level. We will work for clean water. We will work for clean city. We want East Delhi constituency to be the cleanest constituency in Delhi. We want kids to go and play in open. We will work for clean air. I'm not going to promise that we'll clean air within 5 years of time. We will start working, whether it is women's safety, which is very important, whether it is about taking East Delhi campus like North Delhi DU campus to East Delhi constituency as well. So just the basic thing, because till the time your foundation is not strong, you can't build a strong building. So we want to work on the ground level on issues which on daily basis can be solved. So no false promises. So probably that is the rule which I understand, and that is what we want to go with.
Are you apprehensive of the kind of contest which is playing out? Because from Congress you have Arvinder Singh Lovely, who's a heavyweight from the Congress. Atishi Marlena, she boasts of her inclinations and to what all she has done for education. And they say that you are a total political novice.
See, the thing is, we want to carry our competition is not to do with what Congress gives and what Aam Aadmi Party does. Our competition will be the promises which we make, how quickly can we achieve those promises. It is not about that after 4.5 years you will see me hiding behind something and then start firing bullets that this is because of this, because of that, we couldn't achieve those promises. This is not what you're going to get out of me as well. That is the reason why we made it very clear that we want to go with the vision, we want to go to the people to take, and we want people to connect with a vision and not make them emotional about getting power. We don't want to make them emotional by giving them huge promises. And probably being new in politics is also a blessing in disguise, because you come with a clean slate, there's nothing behind you, there's no baggage that you carry, so you've got only one intention, that is to work for the people of Delhi, work for the people of your constituency, and that can be a huge advantage. And that is what I've learned in my first profession as well, that when you see an unknown commodity, it can be an X factor as well.
What, according to you, is the biggest issue? Because a national election has a totally different appeal, because a lot of factors playing out. You have national issues. At the same time, you spoke about the local issues which are there playing out in the mind. So when a voter on 12th May in Delhi goes out to vote, what according to you is the biggest issue on the basis of which the people will cast their vote?
Personally, if you ask me, BJP fought elections in 2014 on promise, and in 2019 they're fighting this election on performance. And that has got to be really exciting, because in 2014 Bharatiya Janata Party gave them a vision, and this time they're going to work fight this election performance. And people know that in last 5 years the amount of work that has been done by Bharatiya Janata Party, the amount of work that has been, the vision that our Prime Minister carries. He wants to make this country a superpower, the kind of development he's done, the kind of initiatives he's started, plus national security as well. Why can't national security be a huge election thing, that if BJP can fight on national security, that is absolutely fine. There were so many times other political parties had that option of fighting or doing something, really taking some strong decisions, whether it was 26/11, whether it was before that. But when you couldn't take those decisions, you have no right to be blaming our Prime Minister who's taken a strong decision like surgical strike or air strike, because if you miss the bus, you have no right to be blaming someone else or start asking for proofs as well. So fighting elections on national security is absolutely fine, and fighting elections on development, what our Prime Minister has been talking about, what he's done in the last 5 years, I'm sure BJP will be far more stronger than what they were in 2014.
We'll continue our conversation with Gautam Gambhir, but let's go to the ground and get a sense of what the people in East Delhi feel about him. Across the stretch at Akshardham flyover, I want to show you the kind of political messaging which the parties have done. I'll ask my camera person Yogesh now to pan up the camera a little to show what Congress poster looks like. It is Arvinder Singh's lovely's photograph, who is a Congress candidate from East Delhi, and the message says that हर घर से मेरा नाता है, मुझे रिश्ता निभाना आता है. So in a way, Congress is trying to put out the message that Arvinder Singh Lovely is very familiar with the constituency of East Delhi, and people know him, people know his governance, what his record has been in the past. But will that translate into votes is the million-dollar question. But if you walk a few meters away from here, I will try to show you what BJP's message has been on the billboards. Now I would like to show you the poster of the BJP. Yogesh, just pan up across and you will see the big picture of Prime Minister Narendra Modi with a message, Sabhi Garib Parivaron Ko Pakka Ghar, which means that the BJP campaign is based on the central government schemes, how they have been delivered to the people, whether the people have got Pakka houses. So now the people of East Delhi have to pick and choose as to whether they will go with the Congress campaign, which says or which talks about the familiarity of Congress's governance, or about the delivery of the BJP centrally sponsored schemes. If you look at the posters of the Aam Aadmi Party which are dotting the Akshardham flyover, I would like to show you that this billboard does not have the picture of the AAP candidate, that is Atishi Marlena. In fact, this billboard just has the picture of Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal with a message which says, "Hum kaam karte rahe, wo kaam rokte rahe," which means that the Aam Aadmi Party campaign rests on the fact that they were not allowed to govern, they were not allowed to carry out the work which they wanted. But let me tell you that the mind of the voters is very difficult to read, but on the ground what I can say is that it's a keenly fought contest between Congress, BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. Shakarpur village of the East Delhi constituency, which is at the border of East Delhi and Gautam Buddh Nagar. Let's find out what the people feel about 2019 elections. अच्छा ये बताइए, इस चुनाव में सबसे बड़ा मुद्दा क्या है आपके लिए?
देखिए, इस चुनाव में सबसे बड़ा मुद्दा तो ये है कि जो है ये मोदी सरकार जी जो है बहुत काम की है और लोगों ने इन पे जो है आक्षेप लगाया कि ये बाधा डाल रहे हैं, लेकिन ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है। जो अच्छे काम करते हैं उनका तो कुछ होता ही है। आपने कहा मोदी जी ने बहुत सारी सुविधाएं लोगों को उपलब्ध कराई, तो आपकी ज़िंदगी में क्या फ़र्क पड़ा पिछले 5 सालों में? हमें पिछले 5 सालों में कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ा। जो आदमी जो काम कर रहा है उसको तो वो काम तो करना ही करना है। उग्रवादियों के साथ जो काम जो आज के तारीख में जो भी काम किया, मोदी के अलावा कोई काम नहीं किया है। तो आप कह रहे हैं कि मोदी के अलावा किसी ने काम नहीं किया। कुछ और लोगों से यहाँ पे बात करते हैं। आप बताइए, आपका क्या व्यू है इस चुनाव के बारे में?
राजनीतिक स्तर इतना गिर गया है, वोट काबल के कोई आदमी वोट के काबल ही नहीं रहा।
तो आप क्या कहने का मतलब है, आप किसी को भी वोट नहीं डालोगे?
नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं डालना चाहिए। इतना स्तर गिर गया है, एक दूसरे को गाली दे रहे हैं। इतने से बड़े बड़े आदमी एक दूसरे को गाली देते हैं, वो शर्म की बात है। हिंदुस्तान के लिए शर्म की बात है। चलिए,
मैं यहाँ पे कुछ और लोगों से बात करूंगी। आप बताइए, इस चुनाव के बारे में आपका क्या कहना है सर? आप सबसे बड़ा मुद्दा इस चुनाव में आपके लिए क्या है?
सबसे बड़ा मुद्दा हमारे लिए है कि देश के लिए जो आदमी काम करेगा, देश के लिए जो शिक्षा करता है, मोदी ने की है।
ओके, सो ईस्ट दिल्ली कंस्टिट्यूएंसी में गौतम गंभीर यहाँ से खड़े हो रहे हैं। गौतम गंभीर के बारे में यहाँ के लोगों की क्या राय है, उनसे जानते हैं। गौतम गंभीर का जो यहाँ पे जो लड़ाई है, गौतम गंभीर, आतिशी मारलेना और अरविंदर सिंह लवली जी की, उसके बारे में आपका क्या कहना है?
देखिए मैम, एक्चुअली ऐसा है कि भ्रष्टाचार तो बहुत ज़्यादा चरम सीमा पे है। इसको ख़त्म करना किसी भी पार्टी के बस की बात नहीं है।
अच्छा, और लोगों से बात करते हैं। गौतम गंभीर के बारे में आपका क्या कहना है? क्या वो एक कड़ा कैंडिडेट है बाकी आपके दोनों कैंडिडेट्स के मुकाबले?
जी, कड़ा कैंडिडेट है हमारे गौतम गंभीर जी, और स्ट्रॉन्ग है, और इस जो अपना दिल्ली के विकास के लिए, उनके लिए और आगे राष्ट्र धर्म के लिए, उनके लिए बहुत ही जज्बा है उनके पास।
चलिए, और लोगों से बात करते हैं। ये गौतम गंभीर के बारे में क्या कहना चाहेंगे? लोग कहते हैं कि क्रिकेटर है, पॉलिटिशियन नहीं बन सकते।
नहीं, वो बन सकते हैं।
बन सकते हैं, पॉलिटिशियन बन सकते हैं गौतम गंभीर?
बन सकते हैं।
अच्छा, आप गौतम गंभीर के बारे में क्या बोलेंगे?
गौतम गंभीर जीतेंगे, जीतेंगे, जीतेंगे।
चलिए, गौतम गंभीर जीतेंगे या नहीं जीतेंगे वो 23 मई को पता चलेगा। यहाँ से अब और आगे चलते हैं। We are in another part of the East Delhi constituency, which is Mayur Vihar, and let's get a sense of what the people here feel. आपका क्या assumption है अभी तक जिस तरीके से जो पूरा narrative चल रहा है? यहाँ के जो candidate हैं गौतम गंभीर is in a keenly fought contest between Atishi Marlena and Arvinder Singh Lovely. So what do you have to say about this whole contest?
See, I'll tell you one thing, that as far as common man is concerned, common man hardly considers Gautam Gambhir or XYZ. The important thing is what people look at is they are expecting some good governance so that it can help the common man. Abhi problem kya ho rahi hai ki there is a fight between different political parties which is really disturbing the citizens of India. अभी तक क्या है कि किसी के ऊपर भी blame डालना, किसी के ऊपर भी कुछ भी करना.
लेकिन आपको लगता है कि 2014 और 2019 के चुनाव में थोड़ा कुछ फर्क आया है? In terms of discourse, in terms of issues, in terms of delivery of schemes, कोई फर्क आपको नजर आता है?
Yes, two ways. One is जो country में infrastructure की growth है, in terms of infrastructure, yes, everybody is able to see that and feel that across the country, not just Mayur Vihar or Delhi as a city.
Okay.
Second thing is जो voter है, voter के पास आज awareness है, right कि उसका right है ये, और लोग जो है इस चीज़ को एक अपने अंदर पावर की तरह महसूस कर रहे हैं. But only the unfortunate part is our political parties, they are, creating a very bad atmosphere by fighting with each other, and that doesn't go well with the voters.
What is that one issue which will drive on your mind?
See, I will not look at any candidate. No candidate comes to my mind. Okay. Only the thing comes to my mind at the time of voting is
the Modi factor?
No, not even Modi factor. Is my country moving in the right direction, or is it going better, or it is going in the reverse direction?
What do you have to say about this whole fight in East Delhi constituency where Gautam Gambhir is the BJP candidate? Many people say that he's a political novice, he doesn't have experience. You would like to give him a chance?
I think we must give him a chance. First of all, we must think...
So you want to give him a chance because he's Gautam Gambhir or because of Prime Minister Narendra Modi or what BJP has done?
So there are both the things. First of all, he have played for the country. So a man who have played for the country, I think he have got that spirit to do something for the country, and he will definitely do it. And there's Modi factor as well, because we are finally electing the Prime Minister candidate, and we must vote by keeping this thing in mind that the central government is this election is for the central government, and and the candidate for East Delhi is Gautam Gambhir, who have already played for the country. He have that spirit, and definitely he's going to do something good for the constituency as well.
Now, when you cast your vote on May 12th, what is that one factor which you'll have on your mind? I mean, what is the biggest issue according to you?
I think development.
Okay.
That is the main issue, and not if from Delhi point of view, we have seen a lot of development have been done, and a lot of fund have been invested in the construction and infrastructure, but then from country point of view there are a lot of cities and villages that still need a lot of development, and that will be the main factor, because I think if the country develops, everybody develops, and that is what.
Okay, so you're going to vote for whichever party which bats for development.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Sir, आपका क्या कहना है इस चुनाव के बारे में? गौतम गंभीर यहाँ से बीजेपी का कैंडिडेट है, उसके बारे में क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
बीजेपी ने आनंद का क्या किया? गरीबों का खून पिया। एमसीडी में बीजेपी है, 5 साल के गरीबों की बुढ़ापा पेंशन, विधवा पेंशन, विकलांगों की पेंशन नहीं दी। भिखारी गरीबी करते हैं, वोट गरीब से मांगते हैं। आनंद किया क्या?
बताइए सर कि जो इस साल का चुनाव है वो 2014 से कैसे डिफरेंट है?
2014 में मोदी लहर थी, इस बार सब पार्टियों का अपना अपना जोर है जी।
सब पार्टियों का अपना अपना जोर है। आपके हिसाब से सबसे बड़ा मुद्दा क्या है इस इलेक्शन में?
बेरोजगारी, विकास।
What do you feel about this election of 2019? What are the issues? Are the political parties raising the real issues?
That depends on the party. Everybody has their own perceptions. So whatever they like, the way they will govern the country, that way they will project their views.
What do you have to say about this contest in East Delhi constituency where Gautam Gambhir is contesting. Should he be contesting? Should we be part of the electoral process? People say that he's a political novice. What do you have to say?
No, I don't comment on the individual persons because everybody has got their own right to defend the country, represent the country, and they show their capability. So that means each candidate has their own zeal to serve the country.
ये बताइए सर कि इस चुनाव में सबसे बड़ा मुद्दा क्या है आपके हिसाब से?
देखिए, देश हित के लिए, राष्ट्र हित के लिए जो अच्छा है वही मुद्दा है।
क्या अच्छा है? यहाँ तो ईस्ट दिल्ली में 3 पार्टीज हैं, बीजेपी, आम आदमी पार्टी और कांग्रेस।
हम तो केवल बीजेपी को ही सपोर्ट करेंगे, मोदी को।
तो आपको लगता है कि मोदी की जो लहर है वो अभी भी कायम है जो 2014 में थी?
बिल्कुल, उससे ज़्यादा है बल्कि।
चलिए, बीजेपी की लहर जो 2014 में थी, इनका कहना है कि उससे ज़्यादा है। वेल, इट्स डिफिकल्ट टू टेल you exactly which way the election will swing, but I must say on the ground that the voter has become intelligent. You cannot force any voter to divulge as to for which party they will vote for. So it's a healthy sign for an evolving democracy. So does Gautam Gambhir still believe that there shouldn't be any cricketing ties with between India and Pakistan?
Absolutely, and till the time, for me, lives of a jawan are far more important than any cricketing thing or any sporting thing, because for me, lives of our soldiers are much more important. So till the time situations doesn't get better, till the time there are no initiatives from Pakistan, I don't think so India should be playing any cricket.
It's really interesting to hear you, Gautam, but you know, the question is that when you are in politics, you know, people say that you need to be politically correct, you need to be diplomatic. Have you learned those ways?
No, it's too early for me to learn those ways because it's only I'm just 10 or 15 days old, so I haven't learned those tricks. Plus, see, it's really not important for me to learn those tricks. I've always lived my life in black and white. There hardly been any grays in my life, and I really want to live my life like that as well. Yes, I've changed professions, but sometimes you don't change your personality because of your professions as well, because you need to be comfortable with your own self, and till the time I'm comfortable with my own self, I'm absolutely fine with it.
So what does Gautam Gambhir's personality look like? In terms of your intent, in terms of what you want to do in life, in 2 lines if I were to ask you.
Work for the people with right intention and not make false promises. Don't play with emotions. I hate playing with emotions because I know how it hurts when you play with someone's emotion and you don't achieve what you've promised. It really hurts. So I feel that go straight, play straight, and live your life straight.
Your competitors have been raising a lot of issues, you know, on the Twitter about how you are having 2 votes in Rajendra Nagar and as well as in the other constituency. What is the actual picture?
See, the issue is in front of Election Commission, and you'll get the answer from him as well. There was an FIR that was lodged against me, and that was rejected by the Election Commission as well. So all those allegations, personally, if you ask me, that is something which I need to learn, because in 15 years when I played for India, there were not so many allegations. There were no allegations that were put on me. In suddenly 15 hours, the amount of allegations those were put on me, I was taken aback as well, because.
And you were not prepared for this?
The reason is because when I played my first profession, I was taught to fight head on, not start firing bullets from behind the back as well. And that is the thing which I was taking into my other profession as well. Suddenly when I got into politics, when I was going to file my nomination, people started firing bullets from behind, and that was not I was used to.
But you've been a very aggressive cricketer on the pitch, so why not the same aggression in politics?
Face to face. Come fight with me face to face, not behind my back, because I don't know how to fight behind the back. If someone wants to fight with me, it's better to fight face to face, and that is what I've learned, and that is what I'm going to do in politics as well.
One issue which is really being talked about in Delhi politics, and that is about the statehood issue which Arvind Kejriwal and his MPs are raising, that, you know, there should be a full statehood for Delhi. What do you really feel about this issue? Because there has been a conflict between the centre and the state government regarding this.
See, 4.5 years back, I'm born in Delhi, I've done all my schooling, graduation in Delhi, I played for Delhi. I have not heard so much about statehood, the amount I've heard about statehood in the last 1.5 years. There were other political parties who were in power 4.5 years back as well, whether it was Congress, BJP, they worked a lot for Delhi as well. There used to be so much of development that used to happen in Delhi. No one raised such a big issue about statehood. Suddenly in 1 year, last 1 year, statehood has become the biggest issue, and everything that Mr. Kejriwal promises has not been able to achieve, he starts hiding behind statehood. That is not what Delhi wants. This country has grown. This country has grown beyond negative politics. So that's the reason I feel that statehood is just the reason Mr. Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party is raising because they've actually failed on a lot of fronts and now they want to hide behind something. So statehood is the one which they want to hide behind.
Last two questions because I know you're in a hurry. What about the Modi magic? Opposition says that, Modi magic has slightly ebbed when you compare it with 2014. What is your assessment?
See, I told you already that BJP fought elections in 2014 on promise. This time they're fighting on performance. And I'm sure the magic will be far bigger and I'm sure BJP will get much more seats than what they got in 2014 because performance is in front of everyone. Promise, you can play on promise, you can play on vision. You can sell your vision. But performance is in front of the whole country and I'm sure that this country will relate to that performance.
You talk about East Delhi, there's a huge chunk of traders who are there and the often talked about thing about traders is that they were impacted by things like GST, demonetization. What is your sense? What is the sense you get from your constituency? Are they really impacted?
See, I met a lot of, my dad comes from that community as well. He's got a business in Gandhinagar and I've spoken to a lot of traders and they say that yes, long term it will definitely benefit them. Yes, in a short term it might not, but in a long term they all are very, very happy about it. They feel that it's going to streamline everything. So they're very much happy because I've been interacting with a lot of traders since not since last couple of months, but since a year, and they've been really very happy and they feel that this is the right right direction and this country is going in the right direction.
Young voters are really swayed by Gautam Gambhir, by all what you're talking. What is that one-line message you would want to give to them?
Come vote on 12th. Don't sit at home and don't say that we don't want to vote because this is your right. And you can choose your own future in next 5 years. I'm not going to sit here and say that vote for BJP because I don't want that I should be making an appeal. But I want young first-time voters to come and vote and don't be sitting at home and because you're deciding your own future. If you don't vote, then you have no right to be criticizing the government, whichever government comes, because I've always voted. Whenever I was in Delhi, I've always voted. So I want young voters to come and vote.
And can Gautam Gambhir also say that it's easy for sportsmen to come and join politics? Young sportsmen to join politics?
See, to join politics, you need to have a very clear vision and a very clean heart as well. And why you want to join politics is something which you need to decide on your own. Whether you want to join politics to achieve power, to attain a position, or whether you want to join politics because you want to serve the people of this country, serve the people of your state and constituency. So the decision is yours. My decision was I want to serve the people and that is the reason why I've joined politics, nothing beyond that.
Okay, so wish you all the best, Gautam, and we want to see the same aggression in politics what you showed on the cricket pitch.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So that's it on the campaign trail with Gautam Gambhir. Goodbye and thanks for your time.